After last year's highly successful canoe trip down the North Saskatchewan River, I wanted to do another one, and I figured since it was Canada's 150th birthday that it would be appropriate to go to Jasper National Park and go down the Athabasca River. But my son, he's up working with the Air Cadets up north all summer, so he wasn't available. But my youngest daughter, Jennifer, she's 14, she wanted to go. So I said, okay, let's do this. So this was our 2017 canoe trip.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
And little did we know how much excitement we would see in the first 10 minutes of this trip. We hit some pretty heavy Class 2 rapids right close to the town of Jasper. We took on some water, we were bailing the water out, but it was a lot of fun, and we got through it already.
That was insane. We took on tons of water. We've been bailing the whole time.
Oh no.
This is over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so we just passed the town of Jasper. We're directly across from Jasper Park Lodge. We survived the rapids at Becker's. They were easily a 2+. And I was a little rusty, and Jen had never done rapids before, but we did all right. It was okay. And so we're just stopping here to grab a quick bite to eat and a drink, and we'll be in the water shortly, making time. By the way, this makes the best bailer. It's a windshield washer jug with the bottom cut off. We had like 3 or 4 inches of water in the canoe and bailed it out pretty quick. Now, while the scenery was amazing on this trip, from this point forward, the river speed really slowed down and we had to paddle a lot. And compared to last year on the North Saskatchewan River, that river was pushing you along. Now we had to do a lot of extra work. Do you want to stop there? We are at the Athabasca Island.
Camp Island.
Yeah,
thing.
we couldn't get a booking here, so we have to keep going. It's like 35 kilometers to Breughel from here. So if we keep going, we should be able to make it. So the island here has 1 picnic table with a fire pit, 2 spots for tents, yeah, some kind of a grease trap, looks like a well drilled in the ground, and what else? Oh, very, very primitive toilet. Well, I wouldn't call it a toilet, and I wouldn't call it an outhouse.
It had a toilet seat though.
It did. We didn't have to use it, so anyways, we're gonna hop back in the water and keep on going. This is the night of day 1. We had a grueling paddle against the wind for over 2.5 hours. And our goal was to get out of the Jasper Park, and we are literally on the edge of it. Basically, that forest is the Jasper Park, and we're not allowed to camp in there unless we're in a designated spot, which was booked solid. But the funny thing was, we got there at 3:30ish and there was no one there. So Parks Canada makes it pretty hard for canoeists on this river. Other than that, we had a great time in the rapids this morning. Jasper Lake took a long time. We had a tailwind, thankfully, on the lake, and that helped us, but it took a long time to get across. So anyways, we're gonna camp here tonight, and it's a great spot. There's a train tunnel across the way. I'm sure the train will either keep us awake or put us to sleep. And according to my calculations, we paddled 64 kilometers today, so it's pretty far. And the last bit was pretty tough, and very, very tired. We're we're gonna sit down and eat. I don't know if we'll have enough energy to get up and get some firewood because we're honestly super tired. Morning of day 2. There's virtually no mosquitoes right now, which is great because last night was pure hell. They were horrible. And had not too bad of a sleep. There is a train across the river there, going through a tunnel. They're very long trains, so that actually helped put you to sleep. But if they were southbound, the horn was going off. Northbound, they didn't. Not sure why. But Jen's still in her tent. I got up. It was starting to get warm in my tent. And I'm glad I got up. It's just beautiful out here. Just this experience alone almost erases the difficulty we had fighting the wind yesterday. Although that's hard to forget. That was pretty tough. Today, we're going to see how it plays out. We're going to take it easy. We're not going to do a lot of paddling. We'll probably get across Breughel Lake for sure. And might go to Hinton. I don't know, we'll see. Like we were never here. Canoe is packed. And we are leaving this beautiful spot. This is Breughel Lake. We're hopefully at the halfway mark, or better. We were camped way over there overnight. We got a train coming through. We are stopped.
At Breughel Lake.
Yes, close to Breughel. Breughel is just up here a little ways. We were tired from paddling. We were about halfway up the lake. And it's been an hour and a half since we left our campsite, which was an amazing campsite. Can't stop thinking about that. And how'd you rate the trip so far? Other than long. Because of Breughel Lake and Jasper Lake, we're paddling like crazy. Last year when Stephen and I went down the North Saskatchewan, we never paddled, we just steered. Like it carried us along the whole way. So this is a lot different for me. And too bad Jen isn't getting the best of it.
No.
Night of day 2. We are camped on what I have nicknamed Bush Party Island, just outside of Hinton. We scrambled for a camping spot for well over an hour, couldn't find anything. We see this island and something was telling me this is a place to stop. It didn't look like it, but we stopped anyways. And sure enough, there was lots of room and there was a fire pit and all this stuff. But there was a bunch of goofy teenagers hanging around. Yeah, with their beverages that they weren't legally supposed to be consuming. And had a brief chat with them and realized that they were just hanging around. And even though this is an island, you can walk to the mainland right across. It's not very deep.
You can see it.
And we're actually going to do that tomorrow because we have to go get something to drink because we almost ran out of water here. And I don't know, maybe get some munchies. And then we decided this trip is done tomorrow. We are exhausted from paddling 3.5 hours today down a lake with a headwind, and the day before we did basically the same thing. It's we're kind of done. So that's been the trip. But it's been good. Jen hasn't complained too much, which I've been impressed with.
You were impressed?
Because we were paddling so much, I was so tired, I was complaining to myself inside.
I was so motivated by food.
Yeah. Yeah, this river is not the same as the North Saskatchewan. It is slow, it is wide, it has two huge lakes that take forever to get across. One of them is over, I think they're both over 20 kilometers. I'll check it out later. But yeah, so very tiring, but it's been pretty good. We got two excellent campsites both nights. Best meal of the day. Say hi.
Hi.
Morning of day 3. So here's a tip for fellow canoeists and campers. Buy one of these multi-spice deals. It's got everything in it that you need. Salt and pepper, some cayenne, curry, paprika. That was a good buy. Another one is this table. It folds flat and it's perfect for the stove or washing dishes or whatever you need a table for. And I got this on sale at Canadian Tire for like 29 bucks, so it's not going to break the bank, and it's a really handy tool. And this may have become our favorite camping spot of all, this island. Hinton is right over there, and we're actually going to walk across the river here shortly when we're done eating and go to Walmart. It's about a 2.5 kilometer walk, so, but we don't know the trail, so we'll see how that goes. I also can't say enough about how impressed I am with the Coleman stove. I found this one over 25 years ago in the garbage at a campground that I used to work at, and it worked perfectly. I don't know why they threw it away. Now you can get these in either a small propane bottle version or this version that uses camp fuel that you buy at the store. I prefer this version for the portability because this tank fits inside when you pack it up. And they're pretty simple to use. Doesn't use a lot of fuel. You can go a long time on that tank. Never filled it up on our last canoe trip, and that was 5 days. And you know, just the fact you got 2 burners and it all folds up real nice and it cooks really well. Great machine. We are about to walk across the river. We will see how this goes. Of course, it depends how deep it gets. I'm going to put my phone away for safety's sake. Survived river crossing.
No, we have to do it 5 more times.
Well, there's one more creek we have to cross. We'll see. Squirrel fight. Creek crossing number 2 looks pretty easy. We were considering going to town on that train trestle, but it probably would have been a real stand by me moment. Apathy, yeah. Just made it to the tracks. I think we keep going that way. We just came up that trail there. There's a train coming, so we got off the tracks. We're gonna have to walk over here. We've sure seen our share of trains on this trip. He was reading a book. Hopefully he knows where he's going. The things we do to get to Walmart. Holy, look at that. Apparently the mall is right over this hill. Hallelujah. This looks like the mall. We have arrived. Something to be said about air conditioning.
It's beautiful.
So we're just gonna hang around here and pretend we're buying dog food for a while. Cool off. That's how we're cooling off now. Oh, it's a bunch of wusses, but
I'm so done.
yeah, we're at McDonald's. Polish this off in about 13.5 seconds. David Thompson. Definitely have a newfound respect for David Thompson. That guy did everything we did and more with no Canadian Tire, no McDonald's, and he ended up dying a poor man. Nobody really cared or knew who he was, but he mapped out most of North America, so pretty amazing feat on his part. So we are now heading back to our camp. All these civilized people around us have no clue that we just walked out of the bush and we're about to walk back into it. We are bushwhacked. So hence we begin our trek with smoothies. The milkshake machine was being cleaned, so we had to compromise. Oh, cool. Okay, this is what we're taking back to the canoe.
Oh yeah. Oh look, a Pokemon card!
A Pokemon card. We should put this engine in the canoe.
Yeah. I gotta figure this out.
Now those are shocks.
Oh, I see where to go.
Look at that. That's a GM steering wheel. Comfy little seat. The things we do. Oh my. This is all water. We're not necessarily equipped for that. I can hear the train right in there. World's largest anthill. I'll put my footprint in it to give you an idea how big this thing is.
I just thought of that too.
Let's go around it. The train is right there. We gotta cross those tracks. But the bush is too thick here to get around. Apparently the back end of the train makes noise.
Ow. Being eaten alive.
We have a creek here. Now we walk this way. All the old railroad ties. Now they use concrete.
What does this bee want?
A little more than halfway down. There's our island we're camped on. Last trek across the water. It's a nice spot. That is cold. That was quite the venture going to town. I don't know what else to say other than I'm tired. And I have that much left. So it'll be Almost 2 hours till we got to be down the river to our pickup point at 3 o'clock. And it'll take us about an hour to pack up, so we should be able to make it in time. So this trip is almost over. Definitely have a new respect for David Thompson and all those pioneers in the early days.